वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा. When we talk about Kundalini, there as well is the presence of Ganapati. Mooladhar Dhyan Dharo. When a yogi, a practitioner begins the practice of Kundalini, they remember Ganapati because he is present at the first step. He is there to guide, he is there to enlighten the minds. How to proceed? When one has to proceed, Ganapati is present there. It's only when Ganapati gets activated within, because this is one of our own forms, the Ganapati form. So, considering Lalita Sahasranamam, I will, since I had completed first 100 verses in the last session, now I will take one or two from the 100th part and then start another 100 for today's session. Thank you very much for posting so many stars and hearts. Thank you so much. May God bless you. Sarmayachar tatpara Tatpara. She who is attached to the Samaya, inner form of worship. Samayachara is described in Rudyamala Tantra in 10 centers. It is a mode of sadhana undertaken with the Guru's presence, supervision for awakening the Kundalini. The Kundalini rises from the Mooladhara through each of the chakras, Swadhisthana, Manipuraka, Anahata, Vishuddhi, Ajna. It meets Sadashiva in the Sahasradala, that is 1000-petal lotus, joins him in the curtained pleasure chamber and emerging from there, returns to the Mooladhara. Samayachara consists of various steps, and in this sadhana undertaken with the Guru's instructions under his watchful eye, the mantra says that Devi is attached to this form of sadhana. Samayachar tatpara. Now 99th verse. Mooladharek nilaya, Mooladharek nilaya, Mooladharek nilaya. She whose principal abode is the Mooladhara. Mooladhara is pictured as a lotus with 4 petals. In the center, there is the Bindu known as Kulakunda. The Kundalini sleeps here with face hidden from view. Mala means the root, Mula means the root or the base. Adhara also means base, but it can be defined as a foundation also. The term Mooladhara stands for the root of the Sushumna and the base of the Kundalini. Sushumna is the avastha, the state when the breath is balanced, and there we can consider or say that we are in Sushumna state. Both the nostrils through and inhale and exhale equally. The breath will be equal from both the nostrils. That is the Sushumna Avastha. It is at this state one can experience the rise of Kundalini. And in other words, I can say that the little energy that is with us is gifted to us in this state of consciousness. The chakras traversed by the Kundalini as it rises up are mentioned above. These chakras have following tattvas, elements associated with them. Mooladhara is earth, Prithvi tattva, Swadhisthana, fire, Agni tattva, Manipuraka, water, Jala tattva, Anahata, air, Vayu tattva, Vishuddhi, space, Akasha tattva, and Agnya, mind, Manas tattva. The Kundalini passes through each of these chakras by way of the Sushumna. The path is Sushumna. It will pass only when there is the arrangement of Sushumna. That means breath is equally balanced in the both nostrils. That is the Sushumna Avastha. This is the origin of the omniscience of the yogis, and nothing remains invisible or unknown to them after this. Then comes that beautiful moment when we say Brahma Granthi Vivedini. When Kundalini arises, it starts its journey, it has to break the Brahma Granthi. She who breaks through the knot of Brahma. There are three knots within: Brahma Granthi, Vishnu Granthi and Rudra Granthi. And gradually Kundalini passes through these knots, first breaking these knots. Granthi means the knot. The Brahma Granthi is just above the Agni Khanda, which consists of the Mooladhara and Swadhisthana. Brahma is the creator and Devi shines in the Brahma Granthi as a symbol of creation. The name Brahma Granthi is thus symbolic of the creative instinct. The seeker transcends this Granthi easily by sadhana and by Devi's grace. The Granthi may be thought of as the hurdles caused by vasanas in the course of seeker's spiritual pursuit. The sun is said to have 12 parts of kalas. Each kala is said to correspond to the portion of Lalita Sahasranama Stotra. The first kala is linked to the introductory dialogue between Agastya and Hayagriva, and the last kala to the conclusion of the Stotra. Each of the remaining kalas correspond to 100 names in the Stotra of Lalita Sahasranama. This completes the first 100 names corresponding to the second kala known as Tapani Kala. Tapani is, Tap is temperature. Now gradually when Kundalini is waking up and when it has broken the first Granthi, Brahma Granthi Vivedini, then the second 100 of this Sahasranamam begins with this Manipurantara Udita. It is mentioned in Panchastavi. Chatushpatrantah Shadadala Bhagaputantah Trivalaya Supurut Vidyut Vahani Dhumani Nittabhajituyate Shadashram Bhittvadau Dashadalamata Dwadashadalam Kalashram Chadayashram Namaste Girisute. Chatushpatranta, when it rises, it moves towards Swadhisthana. There lightning is produced. Chatushpatra Shadadhala Bhagaputantaha Trivalaya Sukhurut Vidyut Vahani. Fiery and lightning happens there in such a way as if billions and trillions of lightnings are showering from the above. And this happens through this rise of Kundalini. Manipurantara udita, to shift to the another chakra, the Kundalini reaches Manipura, that is navel part. Here it breaks Vishnu Granthi. Vishnu Granthi Vibhedini, Vishnu Granthi Vibhedini, Vishnu Granthi Vibhedini, she who breaks through the knot of Vishnu. Vishnu Granthi is just above the Manipuraka in the disk of sun. This is the abode of Vishnu, hence the name Vishnu Granthi. The two chakras, Manipuraka and Anahata, together are said to represent the radiant Vishnu Granthi, which confers all siddhis, psychic powers, on the seeker. Vishnu Granthi Vibhedini. When the Kundalini breaks through this Granthi and rises above, the seeker gets indescribable bliss and astonishing powers. But the experienced sage is warned that he will fail to reach the ultimate goal if trapped by these siddhis. This is all illusion. You are getting powers, and if you will get trapped in the game of power, then you can't move on. You can't get success. What happens later? Agya Chakram, Agya Chakram Taralastha, Agya Chakram Taralastha. She who resides at the center of Agnya Chakra. Agnya Chakra is the region between the eyebrows and the two petaled lotus blossoms. Agnya means to know, to understand. To a sadhaka whose Kundalini has entered the Agnya Chakra, all knowledge is as accessible as a berry in the palm in his hand. Agya Chakrantaralastha. Then it proceeds further. Rudra Granthi Vibhedini, Rudra Granthi Vibhedini, Rudra Granthi Vibhedini. She who breaks through the knot of Shiva. The Rudra Granthi, which is most auspicious, is situated in the Vishuddhi and Agnya Chakras. Its name is derived from the fact that it is the abode of Shiva. Alternatively, the Sri Vidya mantra has 4 parts: Khandas, Agni, Surya, Soma and Chandrakala. These are also called 4 kutas, 4 kutas, as described in mantras 85 to 90. Vagbhava, Kamaraja and Madhyama, Shakti and Tujya. Vishuddhi and Agnya chakras together are known as Chakra Khanda. Thus, the 3 Granthis, knots, Brahma Granthi, Vishnu Granthi and Rudra Granthi corresponds to Agni, Surya and Chandra Khandas. We can infer these that these three granthis are symbolic representing the origin, existence and disappearance of the body made of 5 elements. Then the most wanted and desirable state, Sahasrambujaruda, as I sang Namaste Girisute from Panchastavi, Chatushpatrantah Shadgal Bhagputantah Trivalaya Sufurut Yudyut Vahani Dhumani Nyuttab Dhyutiyute Shadashram Bhitvado Dashadalamat Dashadalam Kalashram Chadvayashram Namaste Girisute. This is where Lalita Sahasranam speaks about the same thing. Sahasrambujaruda, she who ascends to the 1,000-petaled lotus. The 1,000-petaled lotus Sahasrara is above the Ajna Chakra and just below the Brahmarandra, an aperture in the crown of the head. Then what happens when Kundalini reaches the Sahasrambujaruda? When it reaches the Sahasrara, what happens? Some activity happens there, a beautiful activity. Sudha Sarabhivarshini, Sudha Sarabhivarshini, Sudha Sarabhivarshini, Varshini, she who pours out streams of ambrosia. Those who drink ambrosia are deathless. The shower of ambrosia occurs when the Kundalini reaches the Sahasrara. On drinking this nectar of spiritual bliss, one attains deathlessness. Think of the countless mighty lords and kings who have lived, died and are now forgotten. Yet none who have experienced Devi's shower of nectar will ever be forgotten. The lineage of Rishis sets the example. Let the feet of Devi, which send out torrents of nectar, make us content forever. So I will continue these divine celestial sounds without any description till the 20th.